about iron and ale. Another juvenile drinking game that pretends that drinking is a fail. All the cards are kind of the same, but whoever did this art deserves some fame. We rock on. Greetings, programs. It's time for another episode of Dungeons and Dragons. This time, a uniquely qualified experience. Dwarves and drinking and card games and role-playing. I feel uniquely qualified to do this particular product review, which is Iron and Ale by Table Forged Games. Honestly, if you play this in earnest, it will be hard to remember how much you paid for it. Iron and Ale has been getting out there. Props to these guys for getting this game built. Way to go. Awesome job. I've noticed more people out there starting to play it. So I figured this would be a good time to let everybody know if it's really worth their money. Am I the judge? Am I really worthy of casting judgment on the creation of these brilliant and creative individuals? Hell yeah, I am. I do what I want. Iron and Ale is a dwarven drinking game. So I already feel like that's a bit redundant because all games that involve dwarves are drinking games. Dear Lord. Look at it, it just jumps right out of the box and you're drinking. So it's kind of like saying it's a game where you're dwarves and you're dwarves because dwarves are always drinking. Drinking dwarves are drinking because they're dwarves. So first of all, what do you get in the box? Okay, well you get a little booklet of how to play, which is a badass little booklet. It reminds me of the booklet that came with Legend of Zelda. So that's always a good feeling. And then you get 3 decks of cards. One deck is the characters, so kind of like if you've ever played Bang. How dare he? How dare he? We picked them at random to make sure that no one could min-max Iron and Ale, which is literally impossible. I'm not sure we ever even read or used the Dwarven character abilities because when you're drinking so much and you don't understand the game the first time you play it, do you really want to use the special abilities of your hero card? The answer to that is a resounding no. Speed Hall cards, which are these super tasty, sort of leathery colored cards, and they tell you ridiculous stunts to do and in cryptic tiny text kind of tell you the cost you must pay if you don't do these ridiculous things. And then finally you have the real meat and potatoes of this game, which is the mountain. And it's these cards here. Boo! Okay, the mountain is a really big burly deck. And if I remember the rules correctly, you play it till the mountain is gone. Which is gnarly. So if you have like 5 friends over and you're drinking, it's a little hard to commit to a game that can take this long. I guess if you're drinking every night and you're getting tired of each other, maybe then you would want to commit to something this epic, but this was an epic struggle to reach the end of this frickin' stack right here. Boom! Look at the size of that thing. Okay, now before we get into exactly, can you guys even see what's happening? Before I get into it, I got 2 points to make. 2 points, one for each horn on a dwarven helm. On the left helm, helm horn, we have the first point, which is like, why did I need to use like in that sentence? I didn't. We have the first point, which is the art in this game is absolutely spectacular. It is amazing. The box is fantastic. If you generally play tabletop games like once or twice and then put them on your super cool shelf for all to observe how badass your collection is, this is a gem. This is worth the $25 just to have the box on your shelf. It's that tasty. This artist is mind-blowing in his quality level. It is so dope. I did not look who this person is. It's illustrated by Corey Trego Erdner. Corey Trego Erdner, well done, sir. Truly a dwarven painter and genius, and I hope that you move on to bigger and better things and we see more of your dwarven art very soon, because it is freaking brilliant. So, fans of dwarf paintings and character art, buy the damn game. Even if all you do is sit there and stare at the art and think to yourself, man, that's a cool beard, it's worth the money. Second point, do not play this game to A, get drunk, or B, if you're not drinking. Rules, it says like, you don't have to drink to play Iron and Ale. If you really want to, you can ignore the fundamental mechanics of the game. That's like saying you don't have to drink to play beer pong. Like, no one wants to throw ping pong balls into cups of water. Don't play this game if you're not drinking, no matter what the rules say. And second of all, and this is important to note, do not play the game to get drunk. You must only play this game if you are drunk. Now, if you go back to my opening ditty, let's go back to it right now via the power of editing.
Another juvenile drinking game that pretends that drinking is a fad. All cards are kind of the same, but whoever did this art deserves some fame. Rock on.
Right, exactly. Treating drinking as some kind of failure or punish mechanic is the fundamental failing of all drinking games. And it only works if you've already had way too much to drink. Because you're like, okay, well, it's my turn. I don't want to do the thing I'm supposed to do. Okay, well, you have to take 2 drinks. And I'm like, no. If you're just like, it's been a long week at work, and like one of your shoes has a weird hole in it, and your dog like pooped on your car, then you want to drink. You want to show up and you want to like throw down a 6-pack of anything that comes in 6-packs that's not soda or gnomes. Not a punishment when you have to drink. You're just like, hooray, I lost again, yay. No, but if you're already drunk, you've already had way too much, and you're like me, you're just spilling all over the place, and it's been a long night, then, and only then, will the motivational limbic mechanics of the game work. Cool thing, you also get a big jumbo-sized D6 with the game so that you can play out the battles. You know, stand on one leg longer than your opponent, or finish your drink while standing on one leg, or sit back, lock arms, and the first to force the opponent's right shoulder to the ground wins. So it's like some weird sort of 14-year-old basement antics. There's a couple of really good ones though. I can't be too much of a troll. So these are the antic cards, which I think they call the mead hall. There's one where you hide the dice, this guy, under one of your mugs that you guys are drinking out of, and then you do the shell game and you have to guess. If you fail, drink penalty. If you don't fail, you get the honor reward, and so on and so forth. Those are fun games. Another one is you drop the dice and you try to catch it before it hits the ground. That's a really fun one. The best ones that they did, and I'm not sure why they didn't do more of these. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they thought the game was balanced physically versus mentally. But they have some brilliant ones like whoever comes up with the greatest dwarven boast. Killed so many orcs, if they came back to life they could elect Rasparou. Got so many thumbs, they look like a tiny flesh-colored forest. Mama's beard is so long, when she fell down it kept running. Boots are so thick, I've got boots inside me boots. I drank so much beer that I drank more beer than there was beer to be drank. Again, terrible. So you can see how you can lose the game if you followed my advice. So anyways, the role-playing ones are really fun because you're getting drunk, you get to role-play as a dwarf, and really that's kind of what I showed up to do. But to have someone sit on me or something, like while I'm planking, I'm old. I can't have people sitting on me while I'm planking. That's fucking insane. People out there who are new to drinking and looking for a reason to get blackout, puke, fall down, poop on your car drunk, just like your dog did, remember? Payback time, bitch. This is probably the game for you. There is a solution, however, which is go through your mead hall deck when you get the game and pull out all the dumb cards. Somebody says hit me as hard as you can and then you get slapped, that's cool. But you don't want to get slapped because you drew it on a card that some guys made. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, then go ahead and get in the deck and pull that card out before you play. Get on your knees and race from one end of the room to another. So once again, this is very, 7th grade basement stuff. And no derision intended towards 7th graders who are having a good time in their basement. Lord knows, when I was in 7th grade, I had some great times in the basement. So don't frick with the deck if you are in that group and you want to get into that kind of stuff. But there are some great ones. Last call, everybody finishes their drink, take some cards, do some stuff. So I don't want to do, I don't want to spoil everything for you, but is it worth your money? Hell yeah, it's worth your money. It's totally awesome. These guys are also a Kickstarter operation. Table Forge, there's already a successful expansion pack that they did, and you should pick that up too, because this artist did it, Corey Ingerson Bergelfen. He did the art, and the art is just bombastically fantastic. So I hope this guy goes on to do more super cool Dwarven stuff. But what's my fundamental analysis? Slips my mind at the moment. I remember. One of the things that makes D&D so freaking hilarious every time you play, and everybody out there, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there is nothing in the Dungeons and Dragons books that is funny. Not a damn thing. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite of funny. It's like watching a Margaret Thatcher financial address. Well, okay, it's not that bad. It's close because the accent is the same. But it's bad. It's really, really dry. But what it does is a key thing that Iron and Ale forgot, which is that tabletop games are their very funniest when the humor is left to the players. You don't have to make your game funny for funny things to happen at tabletop gaming sessions. You want the game to be straight-faced serious, and you guys are the ones who get to be funny. This is the fundamental lesson of Mystery Science Theater 3000. This is the lesson of watching Sword and Sorcery. If you've seen that movie with Cromwell or whatever his name is, that movie is supposed to be dead serious. But this guy's got like a pneumatic sword that's shooting blades off at people and stuff. It's just wacky. Now, there's just a fundamental truth here, which game creators out there see it. The humor does not need to be built into the game. The humor is built into the players. They're funny. And actually, the more dry and straight-faced and serious you keep your fantasy world, the more hilarious the game sessions will be. So that's about all I have to say about Iron and Ale, a game of dwarven drinking. What's it called? A dwarven drinking adventure. And it is that. So if you like dwarves and you like drinking and you like card games with fantastic art, definitely pay these guys, get the expansion pack. And honestly, even if this isn't quite your cup of tea, get a piece of the, get a taste of the magic here, because some of the magic that they're doing with their drinking games can be applied to any game you play. It's the classic thing of, you fucked up, drink. Or I win, I get to make you drink. And since we've been drinking since 3 p.m., it's a bit of a punishment. Roll up, and my first beer is as I'm sorting out the cards for Iron and Ale. It is not going to work, you guys. And you cannot drink, and if you do, your dad will pummel you. Just stay away from this game, because it will just tempt you. It's not good. This is for adults. All right, this is not a non-drinking game. If there's ale in the title, then you have to skip the line that says you don't have to drink to play this game. That's about it, you guys. Hanker and Fernale here. The original Hill Dwarf. I don't know what original means. I mean, I started in 2014, so I can hardly call myself original. But I am uniquely qualified to evaluate dwarven drinking games. So hey, game developers out there, if you have other dwarven drinking games, please send me your alternatives, and let's see how they stack up against Iron and Ale, which is a fantastic little game. Great price. Support these guys. I can't wait to see what they make next. It's gonna be awesome. But if you're old and have back problems and stuff, probably don't want to be planking while people sit on you. Pro tip there. That's about it for me. I'm gonna keep drinking Coors and make some more videos. I don't know what all this stuff is in the background, but I'm sure it has something to do with D&D. So please support the channel if you can, and I'll keep buying stuff and saying mean things about it with the money that you send, and that's money well spent. So, Hanker and Fernale, it's strength, honor, iron, and ale. That's 4 things, but it's okay this time. Peace out, guys. I guess I lost that challenge because I'm drinking, baby.